I'm pretty excited to talk about this topic today because AI has been an elephant that maybe I haven't talked about, and also an elephant that in the room that I've tried to ignore, to be honest with you. Not sure what to make of it sometimes. Is it going to take my job away? Is it going to take everybody's job away? Who knows? I don't have the answers to those. But today, what I wanted to do was talk about the way in which AI is being used in Google Ads and Facebook ads, and how these things are already embedded in those platforms, and how they have been embedded for a while. And even after all that embedding of AI and all that kind of stuff, we're still here doing digital marketing. So today we'll share some numbers and just basically numbers on some of that stuff, but also walk you through some of the features that are already embedded into the systems, and how you need to be aware of it, how you can use it, and what it's doing to help you become a better marketer. I think AI is going to make us better marketers. I don't think we're going to lose our jobs, to be honest with you. That's just my opinion. I think that we're just going to need to adapt. We're going to need to do things better. We're going to have to change our workflows maybe. We need to use it as a personal assistant. But like I said, it's already been embedded in a lot of these platforms for years, for at least 3 or 4 years that I can remember. And some of the tools that we've become so used to using are AI already. So listen up today and learn about these things that Google and Facebook are already doing to help improve your campaigns, and look forward to sharing what I know. Welcome to the latest episode of Corner Your Market. I'm your host, Silas Kimide. In this podcast, I talk about all things digital marketing, from website design and development to SEO and PPC, as well as paid advertising, email marketing, social media, and anything in between. If you're a small business owner, a marketing manager in a company, or an entrepreneur, this podcast is for you. So tune in every Thursday at 10 a.m. You'll gain some practical insights, new strategies, tactics, and tools that will help you grow your business. To subscribe, go to corneryourmarketpodcast.com and select the podcast app of your choice. Then you can hit subscribe within those apps. That again is corneryourmarketpodcast.com. Also, don't forget to like and share our individual episodes. You can also leave a review in the app once you've listened to one of our episodes. AI, machine learning, artificial intelligence, those are all the buzzwords that you're going to hear about for the next, I would say, the next 3 or 4 years for sure, and beyond for sure, as the technology matures and it gets better. Today, I want to talk about the fascinating world of AI in terms of marketing, and how it's transforming the digital landscape for online advertising, especially when it comes to Google Ads, the platform, and then Facebook Ads, the platform as well. And the way that they're using AI is just mind-blowing. Mind-blowing in the sense that if you've been on those platforms for a long time, like I have, just the stuff that now I don't have to do, and the machine just has taken over. It just gives you an idea for maybe where we're headed. And that's kind of what I want to talk about today. So as digital marketers, we're obviously familiar with the challenges of optimizing ad campaigns, driving conversions, maximizing return on investment. You hear me talk a lot about those topics on this podcast on a regular basis. But with the power of AI, I've heard a podcast once talk about really isn't AI, it's machine learning. Anyway, I'm not going to get hung up on it. I'm just going to call it AI. But I feel like we need to be true to that. It's machine learning. The machine is learning to adapt and optimize based on the inputs that you're giving it, right? So artificial intelligence just has this robotic, futuristic feel to it. And I don't think we're there yet. Anyway, I'll call it AI because everybody else is calling it AI. But sorry for digressing there. But with AI, you now have the ability to supercharge your advertising like never before, right? So you can basically supercharge your marketing and take it to the next level. It's changing the way we target, create, and optimize ads, resulting in more effective and efficient campaigns that deliver real results right away, or at least in the time horizon that you want. There's advanced audience targeting available, predictive bidding strategies that you can implement, all of this being supercharged by AI. And here's some numbers that'll blow you away, perhaps. According to a recent study by eMarketer, Businesses that utilize AI in their digital advertising strategies are projected to increase their ad spend by 45% in 2023 this year. So a lot of people are jumping in on this. And an estimated 75% of all display ads, digital display ads in the US will be powered by AI by 2024. That's next year. So that's a lot of them, machine learning AI is going to really do the bulk of the work there. And it's not just Google ads either. Facebook ads it has a 2.8 billion monthly active users. That's how many people are engaged globally on Facebook. It's capitalizing on AI by delivering personalized and relevant ads to users based on their interests, behaviors, and demographics. And Facebook's AI-driven and targeting has shown significant results with 14% increase in CTR click-through rates and a 34% decrease in cost per acquisition, both very, very powerful metrics and very important metrics when you're doing digital marketing. So AI is taking a lot of waste out of the system if you really think about it, because if you've got good click-through rates and you're decreasing the cost of acquisition, that means you're targeting better and better and better. So those numbers are very, very insightful. So whether I know most of the people that listen to this podcast are small business owners or marketing folks, seasoned marketers, understanding how AI is being used, how it's reshaping the landscape of Google ads and Facebook ads is very important. So what I want to do today is talk about how AI is being used in both Google ads and Facebook ads, and how if you're not aware of them, I just want to educate you on it. And then I also want to show you maybe things that you need to keep an eye out for and what you need to do to take advantage of them and not skip those steps. I've always been guilty of that. I kind of feel like, oh man, I don't want to go through this five-step setup process or use the automated features because I feel like, I need to be able to do this. But now it's like, why? Why would you do that? Why would you not turn on these AI features on Google ads, Facebook ads, and use the built-in features that are already in there? So let's talk about that today. Let's talk about so let's start with Google. So in Google, there are 4 specific areas that this is Google search. I don't really do a lot of Google display advertising, so I'm not a huge fan of it. So most of my Google ads experience is on the actual auction, the Google ads PPC side. So we'll talk about that. Google PPC has always been more challenging and more interesting to me. Display ads just doesn't seem anyway, I'm not going to poo-poo it, but you get the point. You get a little insight about who I am on this podcast. So in terms of the AI that's being used or built into Google ads, you have 4 main things that I've seen over the years. One is smart bidding, and we'll get into that a little bit. Second one is responsive search ads. Third one is audience targeting. And the fourth one is automated ad suggestions. Audience targeting is more for display. So I know I said I wouldn't talk about display, but I'll just mention that in passing. So in terms of smart bidding, there's some really, really powerful features, and I would highly recommend that you go to their website and learn about it. It's going to be really hard for me to go over all that here, and there's a lot to it. But smart bidding is, back in the olden days, when you set up your campaigns, you basically said, this is how much I'm willing to pay per click, right, for the keyword. And then it would basically say, okay, based on your quality score and all that kind of stuff, that bid only gets you a second position or a third position or first position, depending on what the keyword was. And so then you had this whole model that you had to build out with, okay, if I get this many clicks based on that price and I spend this much money per day and a total month, I spend this much, and then I get 5 clients out of this, and each client spends X amount of money, then you do a back of the envelope calculation and you come out with a cost per acquisition, cost per lead, return on the ad spend, and all that kind of stuff. And you count the number of conversions and things like that. And so you have to actually manually do a lot of that work. And with smart bidding, a lot of that is taken out. I mean, it's mind blowing what's taken out. So the way that works is you basically, instead of setting the bid price for the keyword, you basically set the target cost per action, right? So, and it automatically does all the work for you. So if you're going to say that this action to me is worth this much, let's give an example. So let's say a lead is worth, $45 for you or $75 or whatever it is. You tell them that your lead is valued at $75 and the system will basically bid correctly, go after the people where you can get the $75 lead, cost per lead, and all that kind of stuff, right? So you basically say, what is my target return on ad spend? And then whatever that number is, it basically adjusts the bids per keyword. It tries to target specific click-through rates, uh, specific bid positions. You don't have to make any of those changes, and it does it all by itself, which is mind-blowing because I've been on Google Ads for 18 years, or whenever it came out, 2004. I guess we're coming up on 18 years. And this is the kind of work that, I spent a lot of time doing 10, 12 years ago, and now AI is doing it. So anyway, other stuff that you could put in for smart bidding is you could put in maximize conversions. Like I just want, instead of the dollar return calculation that you would do, you basically say, I just need 35 people to sign up for this newsletter, right? That's your target conversion, 35 conversions per month. So then based on the budget you give it, it maximizes the whole thing for you. So very cool. The other thing is you can set maximize conversion without a target return on ad spend, ROAS as it's called. So it takes a lot of those factors into place. There's also the enhanced cost per click that helps you get more conversions from manual bidding. So if you're tied into the manual bidding part, it basically just adjusts your manual bid for clicks. And it can do this because it knows the type of user that's going to come, the type of people that's going to respond to the search, the search term behaviors, because it's aggregating all that information, right? So this machine is learning all this stuff, hence machine learning. It's learning all this stuff over time, and it's accumulating all this information, and then it's making it available to you. And it also has access to other advertisers that are doing the same thing, perhaps in your industry, in your category, in the type of service that you're trying to get at. So it can aggregate all that information and it can put it together and it can help you bid better, hence the name smart bidding, right? So anyway, so that's on the smart bidding side. And then the second one is responsive search ads. The responsive search ads is really fascinating because we spent a lot of time as digital marketers writing variations of ads, right? So we would write ad set 1, headline, description, call to action, link, where is this going to go? Ad set 2, with variations in the headlines, variation in the description text, variation in the landing page, perhaps, depending on what you're trying to test, what you're trying to do. So maybe for each ad set, you would have maybe 4 or 5 ads that are variations of it, right? So now all that work's taken away from you, right? All you have to do is enter in I think it's 4, maybe 5 headlines that you like, right? So you type out 5 different headlines that you like, and then you type in 5 different descriptions that you think would work. And Google Ads will basically take those 5 and generate permutations and combinations. And it's been a while since I took permutations and combinations in college. So I want to say many decades ago. But I guess this is where it's useful to know. I don't know that you need to know it, to be honest with you. But anyway, if you're a mathematician, you might be interested. But you take 5 headlines, 5 descriptions, and you generate combinations of it, right? So you take headline 1, description 1, headline 1, description 2, headline 1, description 3, headline 1, description 4, so on and so forth, right? So you generate hundreds of copies of versions of ads, and Google will basically run those ads, those different combinations, and will try to help you determine the best combination possible. So the best combination possible for the keyword, for the audience that you're targeting, right? So all of that manual work that we used to do, and a lot of our work was guessing, because our not guessing in the strict sense, but you don't know to think of headline 1 should go with description 5. You might just do headline 1 and description 3 and then leave it at that and test it. But you would never test out headline 1 and description 5 because it was just not within your capacity to be able to do it. But now it's able to do it. The other thing is it does all the A/B testing for you, right? So all the ad A/B testing that we would have to do and things like that, it does it for you. And then basically it's serving ads that it believes is going to give you the best results possible. So responsive search ads is pretty much the only way to do it anymore. I think until last year they had other options still available, but I think that's been taken away. But anyway, it's a really phenomenal enhancement to their platform. And So at this point, all you need to do is focus on getting the right headline and the right descriptions written. You can even think of those differently. Just think of headlines. Okay, what 5 headlines do I want to write, for this particular keyword group? And write them. And if you have 10, that's great, because you could swap out those 5 later on if none of those are working, or if you've got 1 or 2 that are really working and 3 or 4 that are not working, you could always replace those. And then think of the description side, right? So what I'm trying to say is the analytics and measurement part is taken away. So you could focus on the creativity, the messaging, and really focus on what the audience is going to respond to. So anyway, so that's the responsive search ads. And then in terms of the other features, you know what? I think I'm going to have to skip. Hold on a second. In terms of the other features, we had, what do we have? We had audience targeting, and then we had automated ad suggestions. The automated ad suggestions is based on the ads that are working and the ads that you're running. It's going to actually suggest entire new ads that you should consider running. So it's really cool. I've seen those in some of our campaigns. It's pretty cool. In terms of audience targeting, that one I'm not really familiar with, but I think from what I've read in terms of what it does, it's basically taking in a lot of the audience information and recommending new audience segments for you, which sometimes it's taking a lot of the guesswork out for you. So anyway, so that's on the Google side. So we're going to jump over now to the Facebook side. And then on the Facebook side, there's some really cool AI tools there too. So there's the automated ads, which we'll get into a little bit. There's the lookalike audience. We'll get into that too. Dynamic ads, and then automatic placements. Those are the real big AI features that really can take Facebook ads to the next level, or it has. So in terms of the automated ads, right? Automated ads is, there is the, if you've been in a Facebook ads and you've run let's say you've run a campaign, let's say you've done a Facebook post for your business, and it's an organic post, but you want to boost that post. There's a feature available that allows you to do that, and it's pretty quick and easy. There's a lot of limitations on that though. You can't do targeting. You can't do a lot of audience behavior inputs and things like that. It's just basically boosting your organic post. That's on the lower end of Facebook ads. On the other end, you have Facebook ads itself, where you can do a lot. You can write custom ads. You can target specifically. You can do a lot of customizations and things like that, where you want it placed and all that kind of stuff. So that's a full-fledged ad campaign, right? So somewhere in between sits automated ads. I don't know exactly where it sits, but it's between that lower end one that I just described to you and then the higher end one, the more involved one from a manual standpoint. So with automated ads, what it does is all you have to do is state your goal, provide an image, headline, and text for your ad. And you basically choose your audience, your daily budget, your placements, and your payment method. And it will pretty much take all of that information and set up an ad campaign and run the ad campaign for you. So all you have to do is log in and look at the dashboard, see what's working, see what's not working, click the edit button and make the changes that you want to make based on the performance that you're seeing, right? And it's amazing. I mean, it takes away a lot of the headache of learning the platform and setting up A/B tests and setting up messaging. And well, you still have to do the messaging, but setting up, what goal do I want? How many different image ads do I want, and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of that is taken out. So that's on the automated ad side. And so, sorry, it's called boosted posts. Sorry, I didn't see that. Sorry about that. So it's called boosted posts. The first type of campaign that I mentioned to you is boosted posts, and then the actual ads. So anyway, automated ad sits in the middle there. So that's one of the more really cool features, the AI features there. And then just like Google has the responsive ads, Facebook has the dynamic ads. And you do have to be careful to make sure that you make that selection when you're doing a setup. I did notice that when you are setting up your ad campaign, if you do not enable dynamic ads, it does not allow you to add those later. Just FYI. Okay. So the way dynamic ads works, very similar to Google. So you upload 5 or 6 images, you upload or you type in the primary text ad copy, you type in 5 or 6 headlines, 5 or 6 descriptions, and with that, it will take all that information and it will generate multiple versions of ads with all those different combinations. One downside here is you do need to make sure that the images you select will match all of the combinations that you can foresee. So make sure that the image and the headline makes sense, all 5 headlines. Make sure the image and all 5 descriptions make sense, right? So you don't have to generate every version to make sure it sense, but you just have to make sure that the 4 or 5 images that you uploaded make sense for the headline that you're promoting, right? So if you're promoting a beach vacation and you're also talking about maybe the parasailing, and then you're also talking about, let's say you have different headlines and you're promoting for a resort, the beach, the parasailing, the canoes that you can rent and all that kind of stuff. You don't want to just have, children playing in the beach, 5 pictures like that, right? You want to have some kind of way of differentiating those things, or you just want to maybe group them differently and things like that. I'm not exactly sure how you do it, but you get the point, right? So be careful about how that goes, but you can do a preview and you can see what the different combinations are that Facebook is going to generate and what they're going to show. And so just look it over. But once you've done that, it pretty much takes over from there, right? So once you're done and you publish that, it generates all the different versions, updates that, keeps it fresh, keeps different versions available to people and things like that. So again, a lot of the work that digital marketing people used to do on the back end, the grunt work, is taken away. And with all the information that Facebook has on user behavior and all that kind of stuff, I'm sure that's a really cool way to kind of optimize the campaigns, right? So the other one is lookalike audience. Lookalike audience, I don't know if you've used it before, but lookalike audience has always been amazing to me. I think it's one of the earlier automations that's been really cool. So basically lookalike audience is if you've got a group of people that really works for you, you can just tell Facebook to find similar audience members. So the best way that they've done it in the past is by you upload a list of all of your customers, their email addresses. I think you need a certain number. You got to have at least 500 or something. You upload that to Facebook and then it generates a lookalike audience based on their emails. So let's say you have 500, let's say you have a customer database of very loyal customers, and there's 500 of them and things like that. So when you upload that, the basic idea is Facebook basically looks at their profile and generates a profile like basically a persona, or generates several personas, and then just tries to find more people like that. So if Bob has been a loyal customer, he likes horseback riding, he likes camping, he owns a Ford F-150, and he spends $500 on your service every month, and that's your best customer, then basically Facebook ads will go out and try to find other people that are like Bob, with the understanding that they look alike, and so they must also be interested in your service. So that's the lookalike audience, I suppose, AI tool that Facebook has had for many, many years. They've actually had that for a while. And then the automatic placement is also something that they've had for a while, but I think it's on steroids now. AI steroids, aroids, maybe we should call it aroids. But anyway, the automatic placements work similar to that. So you basically say, instead of choosing where you want your ads to be shown, Instagram, side rail, in story, on the stories, in article, and all that kind of stuff, you basically let Facebook decide where it's going to deliver the best results for you. So the underlying issue or underlying thing for all of these, though, to be honest with you, is your ability to measure, your ability to track conversions, and your ability to analyze what is working and what is not working. Because as much as these AI tools are doing a lot of the grunt work and they're actually going out and optimizing and things like that, you as the marketer still need to monitor what's happening, see what's working, see what's not working, validate the results, and make those judgment calls. Because you can't just let this thing go, it's not a set it or forget it, and you just service the client. You're going to need to make sure that what you put in, because in computer science, there's the old adage, garbage in, garbage out, so you want to make sure that what you're putting in is not garbage, because if you don't keep track of that, then what you're going to get out of it is going to be garbage, and you're not going to like that. So anyway, so there you have it. We talked about the AI tools that are currently used in Google Ads. So to summarize, we talked about the smart bidding tool. We talked about responsive search ads that Google has. And we also talked a little bit about audience targeting and then automated ad suggestions. Those are the AI tools that are available in Google. And then you have, in Facebook, you have automated ads, you have lookalike audience, you have dynamic ads, and you have automatic placements as the AI tools that are embedded really closely to the platforms that are helping people help them increase their click-through rates, help them decrease their cost per acquisition, and just basically get much more out of the marketing dollars that they're spending within these systems. So I just wanted to give you an overview of that today, because AI is going to be a very important part of marketing, and I wanted this information to be available to you so you know that you need to use it. You need to use those automated features as much as possible. You need to spend more time thinking through strategy, thinking about measurement, thinking about analysis and things like that, and less time on optimization, less time on setup, and less time on running A/B tests and things like that, because AI is going to do all that for you. So anyway, that's it for today. Let me know if you have any questions, if you've got any case studies or experiences with these tools that I might have missed, or if there's other things that you feel like I should have talked about or that I did not add. I'd love to hear from you. My email address is connect@corneryourmarketpodcast.com. And write me a note, share your stories. Would love to maybe even talk to you about it on air if possible. So share your stories and things like that. So anyway, so that's pretty much all I have today. I'll leave you with that and wish you happy marketing.
If you're a small business owner, a marketing manager at a company, or an entrepreneur, please tune in weekly. You'll gain some insights, tips, and tricks, and be a bit more enlightened when it comes to digital marketing. I promise you, if you implement the strategies, tactics, and tools I discussed in this podcast, your business will definitely grow. Please subscribe to this podcast. You can do so by going to corneryourmarketpodcast.com and subscribe with the listening platform of your choice. That URL again is corneryourmarketpodcast.com. Don't forget to like and share this episode with your friends and colleagues. Also, don't forget to leave a review. Those mean a lot to me and can help others that would benefit from the information to share. Finally, I would love to hear from you. I love getting listener emails. So if you have questions, feedback, or any general comment about the topics I discuss on this podcast, feel free to send me an email. I will be sure to share and discuss your feedback on the air if it will benefit our listening audience. You can write to me at connect@corneryourmarketpodcast.com. Just put listener comment in the subject line. That email again is connect@corneryourmarketpodcast.com. And again, please put listener comment in the subject line. Thanks for listening today. I look forward to being back next week. Until then, be good and do good.